Welcome to Zeta's fully commented video on survival run in Lionspire. My class is Ambusher, and I'm starting off with khatars. To additionally increase difficulties of this run, I decided to always pick up the weapon of the fallen foe, and Ambusher class helps with that because enemy never is knocked down, he's always killed. So immediately I was able to score 2 kills and change the worst weapon in the game, khatars, into something more substantial. And then again into an execution axe. Now I'm pretty safe. There is nobody behind us, so we can proceed forward a bit, just do probing attacks if possible. But if I see that I'm outnumbered, I'd rather go back. Okay, the guy with the poleaxe, not bad. Blocked well. Somewhat, at least he tried. But I'm more afraid of a guy in battle axe. He feints well. We'll see. Okay, they were taken over by my friendlies who used my strategy of going behind the backs of the enemies and attacking them there. So they did a lot of dancing, but in the end a guy in the back won. So it's like in the movie with Indiana Jones, you know, you can do fancy stuff, but if somebody has a gun, in this case gun is going behind your back. Alright, so quickly I got rid of one archer, and that really does not help. Because whenever you kill an archer, you have to pick up the archer weapons. So it does not really motivate you to kill archers a lot in this run. It actually forces you to focus on more substantial people with better weapons. Anyway, so I'm now stuck with the javelin, but I can stab the guy with it. So I can pick up the executioner's sword. So that's a Highland sword skin. Just getting my stamina and health back to where it is supposed to be, and going back into the fray. So this challenge is doable again. Just need to pick up the right moment when you need to pick up the weapon. So that's probably the biggest challenge. And also you have to remember that each weapon has different reaches and speeds, and you have to be flexible with practically all the weapons. I tried this run before not with Ambusher class, and what really sucked is that basically when you knock down the enemy, his main weapon is not dropped, so you cannot continue it, or you have to basically ignore that kill and just go for the others. So this is much cleaner to play Ambusher if you want to do such survival run. Double checking where catapult is going, and the catapult further back is actually hitting our own guys, so I know that the right side is no go, just due to the sheer amount of catapult. I mean, look at that, that's pathetic. I'm pretty sure he's hitting more friendlies than the enemies, so I really don't want to go there, even though there are plenty of juicy kills there. So instead I focus on the middle, and I managed to get behind the enemy. So I killed the enemy. I mean, it's the same weapon, but still, okay, I'm being true to my word. I pick up his weapon anyway. Just to show him that it's not about the weapon. Also, I'm a bit squishy, so I need to keep this class fully healed at all times if possible. So doing just that. And this stage of the map is very easy, because once you push through the catapult, it's quite hard for enemy to defend. And the second stage, where you have to break the gates, is not also too much harder. Basically, you can kill it with catapult, bombarding the area. So this play is good. I can see the way he feints and attacks, and also uses drags. So I need to remember to basically be more safe when playing against him, because he might kill me, and that would ruin my survival run. I missed I missed my charging attack, but fortunately I was able to kill the enemy with a second attack. Now the Morning Star, I'm not a big fan, but it's okay weapon as long as you have shields, so basically shields are up, so no problem there. Now I don't want to go through the middle of the gate because there's a ballista potentially shooting for it. So I know it's hard to hit, but still I'd rather go on the walls. And that way ignore the ballista. Well, basically not ignore, but ballista would still focus on the blobs of friendlies. So it would probably let me through anyway. Just double checking ballista. And yes, it is mounted, it is shooting, so just need to try to get away. quick exchange, a kill, and I've got... Is it my favorite weapon? Yes, it is. But I still killed somebody and have to pick up again the Morning Star, not my favorite. But it's okay. We'll go through quite a few weapons here. And with intention. Not to get as many weapons, but the idea is to get as many kills and pick up the weapon of the fallen foe. Now this is a choke point here next to the ballista. I'd rather not go there and try to find a place where I can move around more freely. So I tried the right side. Unfortunately, chicken was on my way. Sorry, mate. Next time, maybe. There's 3 enemies here and only 2 friendlies. I know it's a choke point, so I'd rather retreat and go around the side of the enemy. Unfortunately, he died before I got there, but still, I mean, I survived, so that's probably the biggest, most important part of this run. And one more feint overhead. Now just cleaving through enemies, same sword, but still picking it up. And you see, when I picked up the weapon, I've got stabbed. So if I would be with the weapon, probably the being stabbed would not happen. Not sure, but it poses additional risks, so it's best if you do this while run. Just ensure you are able to pick it up without taking too much damage or stamina losses. I see enemy archer on the left side and I really want to go there. But I also see 4 enemies advancing from the right side, so I have literally no chances here, and I need to retreat and wait for the friendly wave to come to this side. So instead of circle around and try to go from behind, and I still see that there is enemy advantage there, so I go back, waiting patiently for my moment to shine, and now I see just one-on-one. Let's not count that archer. And it's easy, because now I've removed practically all the stamina from the enemy. And was able to kill him somewhat. Wasn't really sure if I killed him, so I still picked it up, his poleaxe. Not sure if that was how it should be done, but I think I delivered a lot of damage and thought that I killed him. Hopefully I would still count this as a kill. Right, so going behind. Trying to engage and also keep distance between me and the enemy when he swings. And now from behind the back, very nice. Poleaxe is a good weapon, especially overheads and stabs. Not so much swings, and that's mainly due to reach. Now I'm on fire, not in a good way. Got rid of the enemy. There's Messer there, but I cannot get it because I'm knocked down. I have to retreat safely. And there is a good Samaritan who actually got me up. Thank you, mate. You're a star. And now I can go back. Okay, so we counted that I didn't pick up that Messer, but no problem. Maybe I will next time. Again, survival is the most important paradigm here, not anything else. Picking up important, yes, but not when you are knocked down. You cannot do that. So I replenished, going from behind the backs of the enemy, trying to engage. And I'm pretty low, so I just tried to block. And the enemy was a bit far away for kick, so I just walked back while blocking. It's not ideal, but I was a bit panicking. And then my war club is under fire, so I decided not to pick it up since I have the same weapon. So this objective was really hard to hold. Sometimes defending team does it, but it's pretty hard. Next objective, we have to move to basically destroy the banners on the wall next to the gate. It's also very hard for defenders to defend. I mean, probably easier than this stage, but still quite hard. Anyway, I'm mopping up the resistance that was left behind when the objective moved. And going forward. So, I mean, there's just a mess in the middle, and I was able to kill my own friendly. I'm really sorry. He didn't even understand how and why. So it was not intentional, but he moved the very last second. And again, I'm not very proficient with all the weapons. Not a bad enemy. Oh, a great attack when he just do a full 360. It's alright. We will survive this. Again, I'm not proficient with all the weapons I'm playing, but this is the problem when you try to play such survival run. So again, I'm apologizing and explaining what happened, so there's no beef between us. Again, sorry, but this was not intentional. I mean, things happen just if you kill or knock down friendly. Just apologize and remove some toxicity from Chivalry. So after healing, I go back into the fray. It's a bit hard now. This particular stage for defenders and attackers is pretty hard because you have to be in the blob and you're always, I mean, constantly there's a barrage of hits and fire and arrows and javelins, so really hard to survive here. But since I was able to finish off one enemy, and I think that's the weapon he was using, I'm still confused, I don't remember which one exactly, so I pick up the short sword. But he was with a shield, so that's why I have a shield. So it's easy to do the stage with a shield. And that enemy team is, actually, to give them credit, has good engines. They put some boards. They won't help much, but because this stage is still attacker biased. But it's okay. So I killed another person and got now the greatsword, my favorite weapon. So now it's a bit simple part until the next skill and I get some really bad weapon. So I really don't like to kill many archers when I'm playing this particular survival mode, or else it's really hard if you get a crossbow or a bow and then you have to kill the enemy and somehow move to that position and claim his weapon. That's challenging. So yeah, for some reason friendly tried to hit other friendlies. I think he is pissed off, and understandably why, because friendlies are swing him when they're in a blob like crazy and do a lot of team damage. So don't be that friendly. Try to do more stabs and overheads if you're in blobs. Stabs and overheads. Stabs and overheads. Now I have conditioned you to do that. Hopefully you'll do that. Okay. So I got the messer. So my promise stands. I will do some kill with the messer. And there you go. That's it. There it is. One kill with messer. Back to war club. Not my favorite weapon, to be honest, but it's quite good. Overheads against knight class, it's quite good. But not against any other class. I mean, it's just terrible against another vanguard, for example. I mean, I killed him here, but I mean, I would have done much more damage with other weapon. And an archer, for some reason, having to go at 5 friendlies, but he blocks well. So kudos to him. He was really out of position and he died, but still, he at least put some challenge. Not for me, but for friendlies who were attacking with simple hits, simple slashes, and basically allowed the enemy to use counters. So if you're having like 3 against 1 or 4 against 1, try to use more heavy or special attacks, you know, something different attacks, because otherwise you give it very easy for enemy to do counters and parries, and they hit that invincibility frames. And you basically cannot touch them, and you lose 3 against 1, and you still lose. So these are the pointers how you should fight 3 on 1 or 4 on 1. Just alternate your attacks as many attacks as you can, as many different attacks as you can. So for axes it's easier, but as you can see, I'm still not hitting some of the hits, and the reason is I'm switching weapons, so it's a bit harder to me to get accustomed in a very short moment to a weapon. And I picked up the falchion now, because I was able to force enemy into the spike wall. He still died, so I picked up his falchion. And as I said, this stage is quite hard to defend for defenders. I mean, I've seen defenders winning here, but not consistently. Killed an enemy with this spear and shield and picked it up. For some reason people really like spear and shield. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit challenging when you fight once against 2 or 1 against 3. because you have no slashes, so you cannot hit multiple enemies at the same time usually. I mean, you can drag your stabs, but it's not as easy. And overheads are really, really low. It's like 30 damage for an overhead, which is really low for any weapon. Let alone, I mean, there's no any damage amplification as well. So overheads is a big no-no. I mean, it's good for cinematic effects, but that's all. Nothing else. Not really a damage dealer move. So I see here an enemy stranded. Not a bad person. I mean, he drags well, he blocks well, but he was out of position. And this map is actually, this stage is not defender friendly, because they cannot escape. They are cornered into a corner, and they cannot escape too safely. So survival run on this particular place as a defender is really hard. You have to basically gamble in which side your wave will come first, and then pray that enemy is not focusing that side. So it's a gamble, 50-50 chance. I mean, it's really hard to defend this challenge here, but it is not because of a map, well, per se, but it's because there's no exit from the stage to the safety. So yeah, an oversight, but again, nobody was planning when they developed this game that people will be running around and trying to survive, because some people find it fun to just go in, kill and die. That's the motto of like 99.9% of all players. There's only very few people who really sweat it that much and try to survive, like yours truly. Okay, so I'm back now with a longsword, a good weapon, but you see its charging attack with it does 20 less damage than with a greatsword. I see enemy coming from behind our backs into objective. He probably is pushed by out of bounds. There's an archer here. I mean, I couldn't resist. I had to take a free kill. But you see, I picked up his weapon. There's no arrows there, so I have to pick up then arrows from the ammo crate. That's just basically what 10 seconds of absolutely doing nothing. And now I have to shoot with this lame-ass bow and get the kill. Somebody who's close by, so I can claim his weapon. I mean, this is really challenging. Let's see how it goes. So I'm just putting a lot of arrows into nothing. I'm not a proficient archer. Now there's somebody closer, so I'm trying to focus him if I can. But unfortunately he was taken down by friendlies. Let's see if I can get closer. Yeah, I've landed some hits, but that's not sufficient. Not sufficient at all. 2 hits on the enemy, and no! You see, I did 2 hits but didn't kill him, so I cannot claim his weapon. So we have to go back to the drawing board and try and capture weapon by the means of killing the enemy and taking his weapon. So I'm a bit low on arrows, so this bow is quite bad because damage-wise it does little damage. And I'm not a very good shooter, so I have to try and take as much advantage as I can. And now I see an archer here. I mean, it's still an archer, but let's see what happens. I'm chasing him. And now a cinematic moment, a jump, and a headshot. I mean, you've probably seen this in the Marvel movie, but now you've seen it here on this channel as well. So I pick up his bow, and his bow is actually better. His bow is a war bow, so it does much more damage. Oh no, it's actually the same bow. Damn it, I made a mistake. But I was able to shoot into the backs of the enemy, and that's also easier than shooting it in the front when people can react. And I've changed my weapon and maybe never again take another archer weapon. I see enemy is pushing. Accidentally down my friendly and got him up as well. So you see, I did not try immediately to get him up because that would basically mean that the enemy would be able to kill both of us. So don't immediately pick up. Just ensure that the perimeter is clear and there's no enemy who will ruin your revival attempt. Yeah, like I did here. I was actually playing as well ambusher, so I can throw first aid kits, which helps to revive friendlies. Yeah, not much challenge here. So there is last objective left, the trebuchet, which needs to be blown up. It's also very hard for defenders to defend. I mean, not sure how to make it better, but it's really it's like one game in 20 games I see where defenders are able to defend this objective. But it's really hard. Now I'm being cornered by 2 enemies. So khatars is bad, as I said. Enemy has more stamina, and they were in advantage. That's why he's enjoying some hits. But other than that, you see, I still escaped unscathed. Still healing up with some fishes from the well. And now get the shovel. Shovel is okay, especially with a quick class. Not my favorite, but it's okay. Definitely better than pickaxe. The map is ending, and I have scored 32 kills. I tried to pick up the weapon of the fallen foe as much as I could. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed creating it. Thank you, and see you next time.